Hey team, oh my gosh, so excited about what we have going on. Just got back. I know Jana is working. Hopefully she'll be able to hop on here. She and I just got back from the most incredible 10 days ever at Green Carpet, our very first Green Carpet week, which was so cool because people could bring their families. There was so much stuff to do all over town. There were Mike and Mark and Pam and top leader sightings all over the place. It was such a special experience. You could just pick and choose. You didn't have to do everything. You could go do whichever activities that you wanted. There was a kickball tournament. There was a baseball game. There was a concert. There's a laser light show, tons and tons of different stuff. So we stayed in a house. There were 8 of us, and Charity and Justin Holden and some of their team were with us. We had a blast with them. They went and did every single thing possible. They made me super tired just watching them, and they got very little sleep. I'm too old for that stuff anymore, so I pretty much just parked myself on the beach because that's what I love to do. And we still got to experience a ton of this stuff. We lived a little vicariously through them, but that's the beauty of this. You can pick and choose. You can do whatever it is that you want. And they had different things that would maybe interest different people. So I highly encourage you to get there next year if they do it again, and I kind of have a feeling that they will. So we have a special guest coming on in about 15 minutes. So what we're going to do is talk a little bit about our newly reformulated greens, our probiotic, and we're going to talk a little bit about the oils. So let's see. How about I'll start with the probiotic. If Jana's able to hop on, we'll have her share a little bit about the greens. We'll just kind of play it by ear. Otherwise, I'll take that. And Cassie's going to talk, excuse me, a little bit about the oils and how we've partnered with this awesome naturopath, and we learned a ton of stuff about the oils. So this probiotic, which we've never had before, and I've taken probiotic in the past before I started with It Works, just because I heard it was good for you. It helped to make you a little more regular. So I thought, cool, I'll give it a try. Maybe it'll help me lose a little bit of weight, and never really noticed anything at all. Well, I think ours is a little different than anybody else's. And I have always said from the very beginning what sets us apart, what sets our products apart, because there's lots of other supplements on the market. But you know what? Ours actually work. They actually do what they say they're going to do, and they typically do it the very first time that you use or take them. And some of the top leaders got to sample these products for a couple of weeks before Green Carpet, and Ronda Hartman was one of those. And so she had shared with me how much she loved both the greens and the probiotic. So she said she felt way less bloated. She could tell a big difference in her stomach. She lost 2.5 pounds. So she's a happy girl. And this probiotic is a capsule. There's tons of info in your eSuite documents or even on our websites if you want really specific information. I'm just going to touch on this a tad bit. It is a capsule. You can take it in its capsule form. But if you're somebody who doesn't like taking pills or has trouble swallowing pills, you can actually break this one open and sprinkle it in a cold beverage or like yogurt, applesauce, anything like that. So let's see. I have so many notes sitting here. It's not even funny, you guys. And I'm jet lagging bad, so bear with me. This probiotic has 10 billion live cultures, which from what I am learning is a lot, and that's real good for you. What it does is balances the microflora in your digestive system so that the good bacteria, because we all have good and bad bacteria in our bodies, this feeds or balances that microflora so that the good bacteria can fight off the bad guys. So it is actually a pre and a probiotic. which supports your small and large intestines. And I didn't know this, but 70% of our body's immunity is in our digestive tract. That kind of blows my mind. So if you're not taking care of the inside, Dr. Don likes to say the road to good health is paved with good intestines. And I mean, he's a smart guy, so I think he's quite right. That's honestly all I have on that. If you guys want more information, then I encourage you to print off the product info sheet, read up on it, watch the YouTube videos or Facebook Lives that anybody has done. And I'm sure Dr. Don will be doing a call on it, or did he on Monday and I missed it? I've been so kind of out of it because I was traveling that day. So Cassandra, do you want to talk about what we learned about the oils?
Yeah, I can definitely try to remember everything I learned. It was really good. So I'm glad that lady was interviewed by Pam. I can't really remember her name, unfortunately.
Her name was Sarah Machma.
Sarah, that's right. But I did like that she knew what she was talking about, and she knew Mark and Cindy, and even though she was okay with working with them, she definitely wanted to make sure the factory and wherever everything is done was legit and, you know, up to her standards before she put her face or name on it. So that said a lot. And when she said that everything was on the up and up, then she was okay with it. I didn't know much about essential oils. And I know whenever they were launched back in December, I was like, I really don't know that much about this stuff. But listening to her yesterday or on Saturday really opened my eyes, and the amount of things that we can do with the essential oils. And the fact that she said that the way that ours are cut and extracted at the purest grade and everything like that, they are definitely the best of the best. And she would recommend them to everybody. And we can use our essential oils for everything. I already put the Defend, she said, for during the cold season, that kind of stuff. You can put it inside the roll of your toilet paper. You can add it to like lemon, that kind of stuff to spray off, or add the lemon essential oil to your dish soap so it cuts out the grease. And then the lavender and that kind of stuff to water spray bottles. And you can spray your sheets to refresh them through the week, that kind of stuff. But along with that, she really recommended the coconut fractionated. Is that what it was? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because our skin can be very sensitive, and make sure to test the small spot before you apply any of the essential oils to your skin, because your skin could be sensitive to something. And if it is, then just add that coconut to it to kind of, I am losing the word. Not to decrease its power, but just make sure it's not as potent.
Yes, I know what you mean. To dilute it a tad, I suppose.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It doesn't take away the actual power of the essential oil, but it just makes it less sensitive on your skin, or that reaction if you had one. I was just looking through online in our e-suite in the document library. We have a whole bunch of information on our essential oils that I would recommend everybody to jump into and just browse or even print off those sheets. I still have my first box of essential oils, and I actually used a lot of her tips today with like adding some to the mop bucket and washing the floors with the clear bottle of our essential oil pack, and add Defend to the toilet paper roll, and use some of the other stuff. I thought it was a good thing that we can all start adding. Oh, and for your car fresheners, you can start putting it on a cotton ball or a clothespin and just hanging it in your car, because the chemicals and other things that we're exposed to can actually be worse for us than we realize.
I found that to be really interesting, that anything that has a smell that isn't like coming from nature, like directly from nature, fruit or vegetable or whatever, anything man-made that has an odor is toxic to us, which is frightening as all get out. So the more we can replace those things with natural essential oils, the better off we'll be. And it's no wonder that everybody's so darn sick all the time, because we're constantly polluting our bodies just by the air that we breathe. And we think like those car air fresheners, those are so awesome. Well, they're not. Throw them out. They're killing you. But I absolutely love the toilet paper roll idea, just putting a drop in there. So I'm going to be doing that. And I'm sure that, go ahead.
Make sure the cardboard, not the toilet paper.
Yes, exactly. Ouch. I'm sure that Pinterest has tons of other ideas. She had a whole bunch. If you guys were watching, I Facebook Lived that portion, I think, on Saturday. So watch that. It was very interesting, and I learned a lot. And I know there is a lot more for us to learn. So thank you, dear. I'm going to ask you to chat a little bit more about maybe AHAs in a little bit. So the greens, the newly reformulated greens, this kind of blows my mind, because I loved our greens. I thought they were spectacular already, but apparently they can be more spectacular, and now they are. And again, if you want more information, I don't want to spend a ton of time on this, go look in your eSweet Docs or on your website. But the new greens, the best part is that they taste better, they dissolve better, and they have no grit. So Rhonda said if you let them sit for a little bit, you'll see a little bit of settling, but it's not a gritty taste. She said the orange is a tad bit tangier than it used to be, and the berry now tastes even better. And because it doesn't have the artificial sweetener in it anymore, and that's why I didn't like the berry, because it had that, you know, the whatever it was in there, stevia or whatever, and I can't stand that flavor, and it just kind of tainted it for me. So I'm super excited to try it. 52 herbs and superfoods now, 34 fruits and veggies, matcha green tea, which I've been hearing a ton about. I know it's super good for you. They're non-GMO, dairy-free, vegan, soy-free, allergen-free. So gluten-free should be on the label here at some point once the FDA catches up with their paperwork. This is spectacular. I don't know about you guys, but I have a ton of people who have opted out of our greens because of the soy in them, even though I tell them it's safe, it's safe, it's safe. Like, they have been told, I feel like, incorrect information. But regardless, it doesn't matter now because the soy is gone. So I'm going to go back to all those people and let them know, hello, the soy is gone. You can now use our greens. So I can't wait to give them a try. Beyond those, like, this was a spectacular event in that I don't know how they fit all this stuff in. There's so much stuff, I can't even cover it all in an hour-long Zoom, which hopefully we won't go an hour, but double. So we've got double fast starts, and I totally called it. I knew it was going to happen. It's been like 2.5 years since we've had double fast starts. So that means go enroll a distributor. CASA has a brand new team member that qualifies. Get them fast start qualified with 2 LCs. You're going to get a $100 fast start bonus. Second 2 LCs within 30 days, you're going to get a second $100 fast start bonus. So that's $200, people. The other double is double what? Help me, Cass.
Double reps. Double reps.
Bogo reps! Woohoo! So stinking awesome. So double reps in your kit. So I'm going to be doing another post with the new baby goatees. Mama and new babies want to know if you want 4 extra free wraps in your kit. That's stinking awesome, because then they can turn around, make their money back, put $100 in their pocket, or buy another box or 2 of wraps and just keep that money train rolling. And then double cruise points. Who's running for the cruise? Woohoo! Hopefully everybody is running for that cruise, because seriously, pop a Ruby and you're on the cruise. You can get a half cabin with 5,000 points. So 5,000 cruise points for any Rubies that promote by the end of this month. And that's available for anybody. You could enroll a new team member today. They could get to Ruby by the end of the month. I know for an absolute fact. Charity did it in 9 days. If I had known what the heck I was doing back then, I probably could have done the same. But anybody can do this. So double cruise points. We still have a $500 Ruby bonus. So good grief, get them to Ruby by the end of the month. And they've not only gotten double cruise points, they've got $500 bonus. They can get double fast starts from anybody that they enroll. Like, we need to really push the urgency of this. And I should have written this down. What else is double? Sorry, guys. Double fast starts, double wraps, double cruise points.
Enrollment, I believe, right?
Say again?
Double DTs, enrollment points.
Oh, yeah. Is it?
I thought that's what one of them was.
Double fast start, double cruise points. I'm just watching it scroll on my website here. And that's through the 22nd. There's probiotic. Okay, well, it's a lot of double stuff. I love the new packaging of the new greens too. It's so much brighter.
I thought it was just the three doubles.
Just the 3 doubles? Okay.
The double cruise points, double wraps in the kit, and double
fast starts.
Fast start.
Yeah, you're right. And then I was thinking the 4th thing was the Ruby bonus. So that's basically what it is. So
did they double the Ruby bonus?
No, sorry, just the Ruby bonus.
They didn't.
Not
they didn't
doubled. That's
okay.
just the 4th thing that I wanted to remember.
So.
So
you're giving away the end of the month special.
Huh?
Said you're giving away the end of the month special.
Right. That would be nice. My goal this week before the end of this promo is to bring in 3 new team members and help them to do the same thing. So I wanted to share a couple of quotes that I heard. One was, and I don't know who said this, invest in yourself and make sure your mindset is where it needs to be. You are the only lid on your business. It may have been Cammie that said that. And it's true. So you really are the key. So consider how you are investing in yourself. And hopefully all of you guys are in the Operation Build Rubies chat, where we share a lot about different books to read, different challenges, and more encouragement. And think of yourself as a talent scout. And then something that I think, gosh, I want to say maybe Joel and Steph said, don't just think it, actually do it. Don't stop and celebrate once you actually do it. What I see a lot of times, and what they were talking about, is a lot of times we get super excited because we enrolled a new team member and we focus all our energy on them and we just celebrate like crazy. Well, stop it. Go out and do it again. You've done it once, you can do it again. Cassie or Jana, I know you are at work, so if you can share, unmute, but I would love to hear any ahas that you guys want to share with us.
From the green carpet?
Yes.
I really enjoyed, or maybe it's an aha, but I enjoyed the history of It Works. To know the sacrifices that Mark and Cindy had to make in order to get this business up and going, and all, putting out a second mortgage and listening to all these no's and people just not believing in them. And it took them a good 5 or 6 years of pushing hard in a dream that they believed, and they've made it happen. And it kind of puts a light on how easy this business is for us. And if we don't take the opportunity to run with it, because they've made it so easy for us by just completing 3 steps, then it's kind of like we're throwing $1 million down the toilet. I mean, There's no other way to look at it, because they have set up the steps, the golden path, or, the yellow brick road, whatever you want to say. You just have to follow it and put the effort in. I mean, there's no amount of hours that you'll put in at your current job or, position, occupation, whatever you're at, it's going to make you $1 million in a year or give you that opportunity to. You can apply yourself to this business and easily make it happen. And the fact that, whenever, I want to say Mark, it was Mike, that said that there's no right person for the job, meaning like he's a college dropout, and there was aerospace engineer, what was he, and a psychologist up there that were making $100,000 a month. I mean, anybody can do this.
Yeah, that's awesome. It really sort of did bring it home. That was Brandon and Denise Walsh. And I mean, yeah, there's Mike, who's a college dropout, and then there's Brandon and Denise Walsh, clinical psychologist and basically a rocket scientist. And I mean, everywhere in between, up on that stage of ambassadors, when they kind of interviewed a few of them, look at Brianna. Perfect example. Like, she's nothing like either of the three of those, and yet she still was up on that stage, celebrated as an Ambassador Diamond. So, yeah.
That was so cool. I was excited to see her Friday, from Puyallup, Washington, and then on Saturday I was like, yeah, let me see her, and then she wasn't there, and I was like, oh, wow.
I think they probably picked different people for each day.
Yeah.
Not to put too much pressure on them. That's awesome.
That was a nice shout out.
Yeah, for sure. It was so cool, and I was so impressed with her, because I mean, I've watched Brianna from the very beginning, and to see her up on that stage and just owning it is kind of mind-blowing, because she sure didn't start out that way. She was the shyest little thing you could ever imagine. So super proud of her. And yeah, it's really awesome to hear, kind of local shout out going on. Okay, did Jana have to get off of here? I don't see her. I think she must have.
And I like the point too, just if I can interject, that a lot of the people up there, their upline quit. So they proved, I mean, they didn't have anybody in their town. They didn't have anybody. Some of them didn't have friends to even like a warm market to reach out to. And yet they worked their business. They stayed consistent and worked it like it was their business, that they put their hard-earned money in, which they did, because, $99. But some crazy person had them join and then pretty much didn't lead them to how to be successful in this business. They had to do it all on their own. And that just proves that you don't need somebody to hold your hand or someone to follow up with you. I mean, it is nice, it is good to have somebody, but a lot of these people did it on their own, kind of, or at least looked for resources to help them, be successful.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I mean, honestly, there just are no excuses, or, pick an excuse anyone will do. But anybody can do this. So your leader quitting, your dog dying. I mean, I know stuff like that can be devastating in the moment, but you can either use it as an excuse, or you can use it as, a platform to be better. So love that. And I see our special guest just hopped on, so I'm going to preface introducing her by saying something that you guys, if you're in that chat, saw me post, but I really want to reiterate this, that Ronda Hartman and I have known each other for a few years. I think we met in about 2000. We've become much closer friends because of this business. And so sort of because of our past relationship and my working my butt off in the beginning of this business and getting to the rank that I am, I have sort of special privileges. And we got really lucky this week, and Ronda was just a few houses down from us on the beach, or just off of the beach. And I said last night when I shared this that it was kind of a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. I feel like that was absolutely meant to happen for sure, but it sure felt awful lucky. And because of that and because of my relationship with Rhonda, myself and Jana, who was my only team member who was at Green Carpet this time, we were privileged to get to spend some time with Rhonda and Ray and the grandkids and Danielle and Bree. And we got to take a sunset beach walk with Rhonda and Danielle and her 2 kids and myself and Jana. And it was, I mean, if you guys watch my live, seriously, I just keep looking at those pictures in absolute awe because I've seen sunsets all over the world. I've been blessed to be able to travel to all sorts of places, and sunsets are a favorite, I think, not of just mine, but most people. And I've got pictures of sunsets from all over, but that night, my gosh, it was like nothing I've ever experienced, and it was constantly changing and getting better, and everywhere you looked, it was a different spectacular view. And then we looked out into the water, somebody started yelling, and oh my goodness, there's a pod of dolphins. So, and they were right up close to shore, and they're playing and jumping and swimming, and it was just the most incredible experience. And we got to spend private time, real quality time with Rhonda. And if you guys haven't met Rhonda, you're missing out because she's kind of special. I'm a little partial to her. But I mean, she's been in this industry for like 20 some years now. She knows what she's doing. So to be able to get to spend time like that with her, surround yourself with those kind of people because they're just going to make you a better person. And while I can't guarantee that if you come to, It Works You or the next Green Carpet or conference that you're going to get to share that kind of experience with Rhonda, I can guarantee that you will never get to share that experience if you don't show up. So these kind of events are so critical to your business because of these relationships. We were invited to a pool party at Barb Hauser's house. She's an Ambassador Diamond. Stuff like that doesn't happen if you're sitting at home watching our Facebook Lives and living vicariously through us. So I cannot encourage you enough to get to the next event, get to every event so that you have these kind of stories to share also. So with that, I'm going to turn the floor over to my pal and our ambassador upline, Rhonda Hartman.
Well, thank you so much for that super sweet introduction, Deanna. And I do love you. And everything that you said there is so true. It was almost a slap in the face because it's so honest and so real. Those experiences don't happen unless we find a way. And I know that it's not always easy, but nothing that's easy is good. I mean, that didn't make sense. Nothing. You have to put forth the effort in order to get what it is. You got to fight. I guess you got to fight for it. It's not always easy. I remember going to my first conference and feeling like it was impossible. Looking at the long term and thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to come up with that money? Well, it's a little bit of planning. It's like what we do in our business. A little bit of planning, some discipline, will absolutely change the path of your business and your life. I really believe that. So I just hopped off another Zoom. So I've been doing a lot of talking. So I'm not sure specifically what you'd like for me to talk about tonight, Deanna, but if you'll just guide me, give me something, I will run with it.
Oh, goodness. I guess just maybe because I felt like this event was different than some in the past. So maybe just your thoughts on, I don't even know. Honestly, I'm so jet lagged right now that my brain is like mush.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're just doing real good here together, aren't we?
It's just a tribute to the fact that you do not have to be anybody special to be successful with this company.
That is the absolute truth. And that leads me into responding to what your question was. And that's, it felt different. And I'll tell you what I love. And it's, as much as it's scary to me, because I did get up on that stage on the white couch and was one of the presenters during Green Carpet Experience. That part is intimidating for me. I'm not a person who loves the spotlight. I'm very content in my quiet little land without having the spotlight on me. I'm shy doing this. As much as I know it's wonderful to see everybody's faces, it's not an easy thing for me. But what I loved about Green Carpet this time was that instead of hearing most of the time from Mike and Pam and Mark, who we're hearing from is the people in our company who are doing what we all want to do. And that, to me, is what set this event aside. Is it used to be, Deanna, you know this, and maybe several of you who have been to other events, but it used to be that we would go to events like this, and we were hearing from Pam and Mike and Mark all the time. But now what they're doing is they're kind of like passing the torch. They're saying, you've done what people aspire to do, so let's hear from the people who are doing it. And I loved that. The other thing that I loved about this event these last couple days in Florida was when they had the intimate setting with Mike interviewing Mark and Cindy. And how many of you were on pay-per-view and saw that? Any raise of hands? I see a few. Awesome. Dancing fingers is always good. But, if you experience that, then you know what I'm talking about. But it was as if we were sitting in the living room with Mark and Cindy, and they were just talking like you would talk to your family when you tell your story of your journey. It was amazing. And it was eye-opening, and it was reassuring to hear about the tough times, the times that they questioned, the times they were questioned, as they sat back and waited for somebody to become a diamond in their new business or become the first ambassador. Mark and Cindy's journey is not unlike your and my journey. Though we're all individual, we all have to go through those same experiences. And I think they really laid that out in a way that we could all receive it. Don't you think? I mean, it was just so genuine.
Absolutely. And it just made me think when he said however long it took before they got like 2 double diamonds or something. Yes. And was it like 5 years or something?
It was a long time.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, well, I haven't even been in for 5 years yet. And I've passed that double diamond mark. And it's just crazy to me that so many people only give this a week or a month or until their first no, or even a year or 2, and then they walk away. Like, what if they had walked away? And they were fighting an uphill battle the whole time. What if they had given in and listened to the naysayers? Mm-hmm. None of us would have this opportunity. So, yeah, I love that.
It's so true. And, tonight, before I put up, or before I got on the first Zoom, I put up a post with a picture of our soon-to-be new home. And I was just talking about the experience and how long it took really for everything to come to fruition. Now, 8-month period isn't like a lifetime. Definitely not. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing if it wasn't for It Works. But it's a part of the journey. It's having to understand and visualize what it is that we want, and then being our own motivation to go forward. And like you're talking about, get through some of those hills and valleys, because they're going to be there. And some of them are really tough. But I always go back to, like, when I first joined this company, this didn't happen, but I tell this a lot to people who come into my personal business, is that if somebody had said to me, Rhonda, if you'll give your business 5 years, you'll learn, you'll go through the tough times, you'll find solutions, you'll go out and do what most people won't do, you'll face your fears, you'll nix the excuses, and I mean really nix the excuses, and you'll go out and work this business. In 5 years, you could be making 6 figures a year. If somebody had said that to me, I would have said, heck to the yeah. I've never made 6 figures in my entire life. I was with another wonderful company. Please don't misunderstand me. But I was with another wonderful company for almost 10 years, and I never, ever came even close to that. Okay? I gave it everything I had, but that opportunity wasn't this opportunity. I really feel, and somebody said this one time, and forgive me, I can't remember who it was, but our program, our commissions program, our distributor program is really like a life journey that has a kick butt compensation plan to go along with it. It's like if you'll experience and grow and push through your obstacles and allow yourself to grow through this business opportunity, in 5 years, I have no question in my mind, everybody can be making 6 figures a year. But the truth of the matter, and we know it because we've seen it, is probably, I would say, 75, maybe 80% of people will come into this business and they will allow someone else's opinion of them to damper their spirit and therefore their actions. They'll let somebody else's opinion of the industry hurt their feelings. They'll allow somebody that says, no, they're not interested in those stupid raps, crush their spirit and therefore their future. And they'll quit. I had a gal that I was so excited that joined the business a few months back. And do you know, before her first 30 days were up, she canceled her account. She never even gave it an opportunity. And at one point I checked in with her and said, man, what happened? I haven't heard from you for a couple of days, and I'm looking at your Facebook and I'm not seeing anything. What's going on? She said, well, I guess I'm pouting. I had somebody hurt my feelings and it just kind of sucked the life out of me. So I gave her the best coaching that I could and just told her, we got to get back up, girl. Those people are not calling you at the end of the month saying, hey, where can I send you on vacation? Can I pay your bills for you? Is your car note due? No, they're not. So what we need to do is just get back up, pick up our big girl panties or our big boy panties and march on. And apparently she couldn't hack it. And so she quit. Like a couple weeks later, literally canceled her account. It just doesn't make sense to me. We have the greatest opportunity, I believe, in the industry. I think we have the greatest products in the industry, in all of network marketing. For heaven's sakes, y'all, that like one of the first things I say when somebody asks me if it really works or, oh, I heard that didn't work, I just smile and I say, oh my word, are you serious? Like all of the confidence that I need in my business opportunity or my products is in the name. It works. It works. It's that simple. We just have to go to work. And Pam said that this weekend, didn't she? She said, you gotta go to work. If you want this to work, you gotta work. And I think that's the bottom line. And that's something that I shared on the last Zoom tonight, was we were just talking about how far a little discipline and a little bit of time management, I hate the word management, but time management, how far that can go in your personal business. I shared a story, and if you don't mind, Deanna, I'll share it real quick. It's only a couple minutes, but it's probably been 18 months ago at this point in time. Time flies when you're having fun, so I really don't know. Maybe it was 3 years ago. But I was in a church service, and the pastor had brought someone up from the congregation who had recently written a book. And it was just so impactful to me. Like, I have not forgotten this, and I've told the story a number of times. And think about you when I'm sharing this, okay? So this man, who's probably like, I would guess maybe in his late 50s, he said he loved his job. He went to school for it. He took care of disabled children. He said, it's a tough job. It doesn't pay well. It's tough. It wears me out physically and emotionally. And he said, I would go to work my 9 to 5. And when I came home at 5 o'clock, I was exhausted. My wife would typically have dinner ready or on the table by the time I got home. I'd sit down, I would eat my dinner, have a nice full tummy, I'd go sit into my recliner, kick on the TV with the remote, and shortly thereafter, I would be asleep. And eventually, I would go into bed and go to sleep. He said my job was fulfilling, but it was exhausting. And it didn't pay me the way that I knew my family deserved. So he said, how was I going to create this legacy for my family and still do what I loved? And ultimately, he resorted to looking at his day. So from 9 to 5 every day was when he did his job. And he knew from 5 to 9, he was shot. So how was he going to do what he had dreamed about since he was a child, and that was to write a novel? He figured that may be what brings in that extra money. Obviously, he didn't know about network marketing or it works. But ultimately, he evaluated his 5 to 9. So instead of it being PM, he looked at his AM and he said, okay, I could get up every day at 5 o'clock in the morning and I could work on my novel until I went to work at 9 because I knew at 5 I was done. And that's what he chose to do, because we all have 24 hours in a day, right? I had a conversation today with one of my team members who's been really going through some tough stuff. I won't say her name, but she's been going through some really tough stuff. And we had a similar conversation. Of those 24 hours that you have in a day, how much time do you spend at work? She said 5 hours. And I said, okay, so you've got 5 hours during the daytime that's dedicated. How many hours are you getting of sleep at night? 8? And she said, I wish. I'm so stressed out right now, I'm getting about 5. And I said, okay, so let's look at this. So you are committed for 10 hours out of 24. That leaves you 14 additional hours. What are you willing to do to change your circumstances? How much time are you willing to dedicate to intentionally building your business? And I'm not talking what I can get caught up in sometimes, which is, you know what I'm talking about, right? You can sit and mindlessly scroll through Facebook and get completely lost, and you're not doing anything to better your life in any way, shape, or form. Sometimes it's nothing but rants and discussions about the ugliness that's happening in our world today. Sometimes it's cute pictures that you can like of your friends and whatnot, but you're not building your business doing that. So the conversation that we had today is, I said, how much time are you willing to give? I shared the same story that I just shared with you. And frankly, for him to write his novel and spend at least 4 hours a day, 5 days a week doing that is a huge commitment. Like, if we chose to focus 4 hours a day on intentionally building income-producing activities in our It Works business, I guarantee your business would blow up. We don't require that much, do we? But it is intentional focus that we need to commit to. So my question for you guys today is, how quickly do you want to achieve your goals? How quickly is it that you want to create an income as a Ruby? If you're in qualification still for that Ruby bonus of $500, how quickly are you willing to go the extra mile to do that? If you want diamond or double diamond or triple diamond income, if you want that 6-figure income a year, how quickly do you want it? You can take your time in doing this business. It's your business. But my question for you is, what are you willing to do to change your life? Go read my post after we're done here tonight. Read what my words are and what I'm talking about. My purpose in posting that tonight was not to showcase a beautiful new home. Okay? My message is for you guys to think about your own lives. And are you willing to visualize what you want, to actually put yourself in that home, like I put myself in that home, and visually see it and be living there and going through the daily motions of my life? If you're willing to do that, you're going to reach your goals a lot faster, because there's nobody out there that's going to motivate you to build your business. It's got to come from within. So if you'll just work a little harder on visualizing, you'll structure your time and commit to those business building activities, you'll be doing whatever it is in your life that you desire, just like I'm doing in my life today. You know, that commitment and discipline will go a long way. Do I sound like I'm like scolding you? Because that's not what I'm intending to do. I'm passionate about what I'm sharing with you, and I'm looking at all these beautiful faces. Some of you are still, and you're not moving, and I'm just going to assume you're so gorgeous, and that's why you're just right there. And many of you, I'm seeing you nodding and some smiling, but I just really want to convey to you nothing more than you are possible. And whatever it is that you're willing to do, or whatever you want in your life, you've got the vehicle to do it. Don't waste time. Don't waste time. Go out there and get it done. Follow your tremendous leaders. They are amazing, and they know what they're doing.
That was so good, Rhonda. And this is crazy because as you're saying that, Sheila had shared something this morning. It was just a picture that she had shared, and I wanted to share it with everybody. And it said, goals need to be written, visualized, and mentally owned.
Yes.
Then you can actually design your life.
Amen.
Hallelujah, sister. Isn't that what you
Right?
just said? It just kind of,
Preach.
you
Yes.
know, like I said, there's no coincidences. There was a reason why I had that written down.
I
And
just got goosebumps.
seriously, it's so good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to get to see that house in person in September. I'm dying. I'm just going to leave my bag packed from Florida.
I love it. I'm so excited for that. And I just want to encourage you. I know there's a couple of you who are working towards achieving your goals. I would love nothing more than to see several of these faces be able to attend our leadership retreat in Destin, Florida as a triple diamond or above. Yes, I am so counting on you being there, Cassie. It's an experience that you can't put into words, but when you hang out with people who aspire to do what most people won't, and they're willing to make the sacrifices in their life to be better, to do more, to be more, to be able to give more, it's wildly contagious. You know, they say, I can't remember who said the quote, this is my 50-something brain working right now, but the 5 people that you spend the majority of your time with is whom you become. So associate with like-minded people, and for the people who aren't on the same page as you, you can still love them from a distance, but connect with the people who are going to support your dreams, who want to achieve the things that you do, and go out and get it done and rock it out and have a blast, because I'm telling you, there's plenty of room at the top, you guys.
That's right, baby. And 2 things that I wanted to share with you guys. One thing Kim touched, and I think it was said on stage twice, if the products aren't changing your life, that's probably why the opportunity is not either. So, you know, we preach constantly, if you're not, you've got to be a product of the product, because people are going to say that doesn't work. That wrap doesn't work. I buy my greens at Super Stop. Why do I need to buy yours? Well, you need to buy them because ours freaking work. And I know they work because I use them. And this is what they did for me. So if you're not using those products, then when people say, well, your greens don't work, then what are you going to say? So how can you possibly expect for your business to thrive when you're not being a product of the product? Hello? It just makes sense to me.
That's so true. And I have to say this too, because again, after almost 5 years with the company, we all go through those funky times where for whatever reason, we stop doing what works. Why do we do that? Humans are weird that way, aren't they? It's like, why do we stop doing what works, whether it's in our business or it's for our bodies or overall health? But I shared with my team member today, I asked her, when was the last time that you wrapped? And she said, me personally? And I said, yeah. She said, it's been a good minute. And I said, okay, so there's part of your problem. You know, there's nothing in our business, you guys, that getting a wrap on someone can't fix. Remember that. Because when you feel like nobody wants what you want, your job is to go out there and find somebody to put a wrap on. Because if you've done that, you know the exhilaration that you experience, the excitement, the intensity of it, and then the celebration when somebody takes that wrap off and they see results. It lights a fire under your behind like no other. So flip your own switch, get a wrap on you, and then go out and wrap somebody else.
That's right. You heard it right straight from the horse's mouth. Get out there and do it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Rhonda, so much for jumping on here and sharing. I know that you're crazy busy, and it's also almost 10:30 at night where you are. So we hugely appreciate you taking the time to share with us. And seriously, you guys, get your little heinies to Atlanta so that you can meet Rhonda in person, or next time she's here locally, make sure you don't miss out, because you see there's magic there.
You're so sweet. I just love you, Deanna. Thank you. And thank you again for the invitation. I love seeing as many faces that I can on this screen here, you guys. I'm cheering you on. I believe in you. Show yourself what you got. You know, don't do this for anybody else. Go out there and just show yourself. At the end of the day, it's in you. You just got to go out there and get it done. So thank you so much for having me, Deanna. I'll check out if y'all want to finish your Zoom up. I'll just go ahead and leave, and we'll see y'all soon.
All right. Thanks so much, Rhonda. Love you.
Love you. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So I just wanted to leave you guys with one last quote, and I can't remember who shared this, but they said, it's not that I can and they can't, it's that I will and they won't. And I thought that was so powerful because, I mean, you're going to hear this all the time, like everybody on stage, I'm nothing special. I just did it. And that's what this takes. Just do it. Dump the excuses. Quit telling yourself that you can't or you're not worthy or, you know, this happened or that happened. I'm guilty of those excuses too. I've had a lot of life going on. But I know that I can and will be up there on that stage. So that's why I'm still here through the roller coaster. Something that Rhonda shared on a Zoom that I was on with her last night was this business tends to be a roller coaster, but who doesn't like a roller coaster? I don't like the lunatic crazy ones that take you straight up like this and drop you straight down like this. But I like a good little roller coaster. Gives you a little, you know, like your heart drops into your stomach. I love stuff like that. So embrace it. That's what this business is. And if you can't handle the downs, then you're not worthy of the ups. So, you know, just expect that that's going to be a part of this business and learn to love those drops. Because they, you know what they're followed by. Another chug, chug, chug to the top, right? So, Cassie, if you have anything else that you, or Brandy, I see Brandy there with you, if you want to share any ahas or anything that you might want to chime in about because you guys were on pay-per-view.
Well,
put her on the spot.
Put me on the spot. Jeez, I just got here. I was listening to the call while I was driving. Oh goodness, I hate this. I'm put on the spot. I'm in the middle of a mess.
Brandy is speechless? What?
Right?
What? Well, I mean, the whole thing that everybody was saying about getting there and being there, I mean, that's super important because that atmosphere is amazing. It totally pumps you up. So I'm bummed I didn't go this year. Should have just bought my ticket when I first saw it and forget about this girl here because I really wanted to go. But, I mean, I really I know we were talking about it earlier, you know, I heard Cassie saying, you know, that anybody can do this business, whether you're, you know, an engineer or, you know, you dropped out of high school. And I think that committing to it, and I heard somebody, I think it was Ronda was talking about, you know, if you give it the time that, you know, you give your normal job, that gentleman's story she was explaining, you know, if you just find the time in your day that's going to work for you and make it work, because this business is going to work for everybody. And that's what I'm excited about. You know, I got rid of my full-time job so I can have more time. So I'm really excited. And I've already seen a lot of growth by even just last month, just saying, you know what, I'm not going to let my normal job interfere with this anymore. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just my goals anyways, but just having that goal.
Yeah, that's
good job.
Awesome.
Speech.
Sorry, I was in the middle of someone here, so I'm like.
No worries, nothing like being put on the spot. No, I love that. And go ahead.
We're about to have a wrap party, so we are working the business.
Right on. And we heard a lot more of that this time, which I really loved, you know, getting off of social media, log out of social media and log back into life. And I think back to what we did in the beginning, and I was selling wraps like crazy. I had wrap cash in my pocket, in my purse all the time. Everywhere I went, I made sure that I sold a wrap. I was making wrap appointments all the time. And I think when we saw a few people have some quick success using Instagram, we all thought, well, hey, let's fix what isn't broken and give this a try. And in doing that, we let go of what was actually working well for us. So getting back to that belly to belly, face to face, putting wraps on people, you know, personal meetups, wrap parties, that kind of stuff, I think is really critical to this business, because I want to build relationships with people. I mean, not that I would say no to anybody signing up, but it's easier for me to connect with somebody in person than it is via a text or Facebook or an Instagram message. They can't hear or see, you know, the excitement here. But if I can meet up with them in person, then I typically can get them to enroll either as a loyal customer or join my team. So, and now is the time, kids. The 22nd is going to come really, really quickly, and this promotion is going to be over, and I don't want to be left regretting that I didn't reach out to as many people as humanly possible. So that quote, I'll say it again because it bears repeating. It's not that I can and you can't. It's that I will, and will you? That's my question to you guys. So I'll leave you with that. Thanks for jumping on. Have a great night, and we'll see you all at the top.